Welcome back. Texas Tech star Brendan Sorsby will be able to play with the Red Raiders in 2026, even after the transfer quarterback was declared ineligible for wagering on college sports. The Texas judge granted Sorsby a preliminary injunction yesterday that prevents the NCAA from punishing him for violating its rules on sports gambling. Now, he had wagered around $90,000 on sports over 4 years and later spent time in an inpatient rehab program where he was diagnosed with a gambling and anxiety disorder. And I believe it was all 4 justices made that decision.
Joining us this morning, our chief legal analyst, Khalif Rhodes. Woo, this is a big deal. I mean, so much so, you got Georgia, Nebraska, other schools going, we don't even want to play Texas Tech if this is how it's going to go down.
Not that we don't want to. Georgia sent out a memo saying we will not, instructing their athletic, their teams to not schedule. If they already have something, they would go back and look at how they can fix that. But going forward, don't make any other scheduled games with them. So, yeah, this has a big impact. But, I mean, you guys have went through the standard before. This is an injunction. That's exactly what's happening. The court, it's an extraordinary relief. The court doesn't want to enter an injunction unless you can go through the 4 factors: irreparable harm, likelihood of success on the merits, public policy, and then this balancing of the equities. This one hinged on the irreparable harm. You can't give a person back their season of college football eligibility with money. You can't say, well, you missed your season, you know what, now you can't play anymore, and so we'll pay you for that. While NIL is out there and you can compensate people for their payment and for their name, image, and likeness, you can't give them that year of playing on the sport back, and that's what the judge did. And so in terms of the irreparable harm, that I think that was dead on, right? But the likelihood of success on the marriage, I think that's where the court may have gotten it wrong. I think this is a case where is he likely to be successful all the way down the road? I don't believe so, and that's why.
But going back to that harm, they said probable, imminent, and irreparable injury, talking about not only missing the season, but then any effects that it could have on his earnings in the NFL in the future. But does that really matter if you broke the law? Clearly doing it, he didn't log into his own sports betting app. He used a family member's. So that right there shows, I know that I'm not supposed to be doing this. I have to keep it secret. Does it matter if you broke the law?
It's a couple things I'll say about that. It used to be this clear line, bright line rule about betting in sports, and not only betting in sports, but as he did, betting on your own team, because there's allegations that he bet on his team. I should say even allegations. He admitted to doing a number of these things. And so going and saying, I didn't just bet, but I bet on the teams that I played on. There was a hard fast rule. I mean, I think about the White Sox, the infamous Black Sox, right? 1919. So going to your question, does it matter about the criminality of his acts? Those folks, they were suspended, removed from the game, but then ultimately acquitted in the court of law in 1921. And so while you have 2 courts when you're dealing with these types of things, you have the court with the sports, authorities, but then you have the actual court. I think his attorneys are doing an excellent job painting a picture that will probably give him a great defense going forward to any criminal charges with the mental health aspect that they're trying to go at. That's why you put him in type of rehab. That's why you talk about the potential mental dangers that the school knew of or should have known of at the time. Those are the types of things that his attorney has done to make sure that he can position himself to defend this case going forward.
Khalif, I got 2 for you. One, kind of a continuation of what you were saying there. All the judges that sit on this appeals one, they just happen to be graduates of the Texas Tech University School of Law. Texas Tech quarterback. Just putting that out there. But the other part, in terms of the success on the merits of this, to the mental health, what they're saying is that they're punishing Sorsby for suffering from a mental health condition, highlighting the NCAA's own constitution, which states college athletes shall not be discriminated against or disparaged because of their physical or mental health.
Yep, and that's why I think...
Does it give him a pass, though?
I think that's a great example of great lawyering. You recognize that your client, when you sit down, you're trying to say, well, what do we have as a defense? You obviously have already admitted that you did this, but now we need to peel back and say why, right? And yes, I have a gambling problem and a gambling addiction, and that's how you make sure this argument is carved around the addiction aspect into mental health crisis and the failure or lack of procedure to ensure that you protect this student. Shifting the blame away from him and towards the institution is the only way you can save his season for him playing and any type of criminal conduct that can be connected to him. So I tip my hat to his attorneys trying to figure out a best way to save their client from not being able to play, but it's going to have secondary effects that are going to be way greater than just him playing this season.
Quickly, Khalif, almost out of time. We were talking earlier, there are memes out there saying, could this be the death of the NCAA? When you tack this case onto other cases that we've talked about in the NCAA over the last couple of years, are you seeing the NCAA get stronger, or are they starting to weaken as a body?
It really just depends on how they pivot from this. The NCAA has done an excellent job, just like the NFL. They're protecting the shield and being able to evolve in these processes, whether it's NIL or rulings that don't go in their favor. And the NCAA, to their point, said we will appeal. So that's the right first step. We think you guys got it wrong. We're going to take you to court and continue to fight to ensure that we can make the determination on eligibility. That's the right thing to do.
All right, we'll see where this goes, Khalif. Thank you.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart TV's app store.